Timothy Chalamet, goated. I've finally seen Marty Supreme. A film that is truly sprawling. It feels classic yet fresh. It is a 2.5 hour long epic set in an alternate 1950s New York, and they really utilize that setting. Yet they do a lot to subvert that with a very heavy 1980s style soundtrack and score. One that really does a lot of the heavy lifting to build up this character that is inherently pretty unlikable, making you able to root for him despite a lot of the stuff you've seen him go through basically hell and back within the film. Marty Mauser is one of the most interesting characters I've seen in a film all of this year. You see him take advantage of literally everybody around him in every single situation he's in. You see how desperate he gets at points. So it becomes somewhat tragic when you see the film kind of lift him up in these heroic ping pong playing moments. And that's what makes it so good, and they surprisingly pull it off. Timothy Chalamet as Marty Mauser is putting in one hell of a performance. I think this could get him his Oscar. He fully commits to embodying just this shell of a person, which allows you to surprisingly connect to everything that this man goes through, even the emotional aspects. I didn't really get him as Bob Dylan last year. I got him here. The casting for this film was some of the most unique I've seen in quite a while. Tyler, the Creator, and Kevin O'Leary put in some really good first-time performances. I was one of the first people ever to ask Kevin O'Leary about his involvement in this film, so it's really great to see it actually pay off. Hell, Penn from Penn and Teller shows up in two of the most intense scenes of the entire movie. Gwyneth Paltrow puts in a beautifully subtle performance in this. It's great to see her back, not just doing a Marvel movie. But I think the standout in this is Odessa Azayan, who is the heart of this film. There are points in time where she disappears entirely within the film, yet it still does work. But it's the way that all these different side characters serve Marty Mauser and how he responds back that is really heartbreaking at points. And it builds up to something you expect him maybe to do something different or to change, and he doesn't. Running away from that the entire movie until he's basically forced into doing so, and you'll know that when you see it. It makes you as an audience member really fight to understand, do I want to root for this guy in the end? I think no matter what side of the spectrum you're on as approaching towards the end of the movie, it really does a good and satisfying job of touching on all of those different points, especially emotionally, while still being incredibly subversive. I kind of don't have much else to say about this film. I think when a film is just really solid, it's something good to appreciate, which surprises the hell out of me with all the different kind of unexpected lanes this movie takes in approaching its story. Because for a movie seemingly about ping pong, a lot of stuff happens that you don't necessarily expect, but it does all make sense. And I think there's a lot of subtext when it comes to the characters, the setting, that on rewatches will probably come out. But for right now, this is a 4.5 out of 5 and my third favorite film of the year. See this in a theater, see this in a packed theater especially. There were so many in mine and I just loved seeing it. Support original movies like this. Have you seen Marty Supreme? What did you think of it? Remember, all movies are art, and of course follow for more.